Okay. It's no big deal, man.
This is not a casual visit.
Okay, Telly. Health and Human Services called, and they're under pressure to check you out. Okay, they're going to do something unless you rein things in and make everyone feel real good.
What have I done? What have I done?
Oh, bro, hey, I'm not the enemy here. I said they're worried about you. Said you had a gun?
For the love of God, man. Yeah, I have a gun. It's the same gun we went shooting with last year. I haven't threatened anyone. I haven't bothered anyone. I've just been here. Alone, trying to deal with this.
I'm sorry, man. I should have come sooner. I know. I should have been there for you, bro.
Yeah, well, you weren't. How's the family?
You want to talk about that?
What are we gonna talk about, Mac?
Well, I want to talk about that night.
Talk.
Why didn't you go to the store?
I was cooking.
You were drinking.
I was cooking, Mac. Like I always do. Did. We needed something, and Sarah went to the store. Went with her. End of story.
That's it.
That's it, Mac. No build-up, no imminent disaster, no anything.
You weren't drunk?
The beer in the fridge, same beer you gave me, I had two.
Well, they said you had beer on your breath.
Just like you do now. That means nothing. I pray every day and all night for God to take me. Bring them back and take me. The only thing that has happened is Health and Human Resources came by, and now you.
Yeah, well, Lisa's out of town, and, well, the rest of us thought you were drunk, right? And sent them to the store because you couldn't go.
And what if I did, Mac? You weren't going into a war zone. I didn't know what was going to happen. Is this why no one has come to see me? Is this why no one comes to talk to me? Why no one would talk to me at the funeral? Why no one has made any effort to help me? I lost everything. Everyone.
Okay. Because I want to set you up a little bit more, okay?
Okay.
All right. They told us you've been drinking, drunk, or something. That you're probably still drinking.
Still drinking? What the hell are you talking about?
It's no big deal, man.
This is not a casual visit.
Okay, Telly. Human Services call. They're under pressure to check you out, and they're going to do something unless you rein it in to make everyone feel really good.
And what have I done? What have I done?
Oh, bro, I'm not the enemy here. They said they're worried about you. They said you had a gun.
Now, for the love of God. Yes, I have a gun. The same gun we went shooting with last year. I haven't threatened anyone. I haven't bothered anyone. I've just been here. Alone. And trying to deal with this.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I should have come sooner. I should have been here for you. Bro,
Yeah, well. You weren't. So how's the family?
You want to talk about that?
What are we gonna talk about, Mac?
I want to talk about that night.
So talk.
Why didn't you go to the store?
I was cooking.
You were drinking.
I was cooking, Mac. Like I always do. I did. We needed something, and Sarah went to the store. And me went with her, and that's the end of the story.
That's it?
That's it, Mac. No build-up, no imminent disaster, no anything.
You weren't drunk.
The beer in the fridge? The same beer that you gave us? I might have had two.
Since you had beer in your breath.
Yeah, and just like you do right now. That doesn't mean anything. Listen, I pray every day, all night, for God to take me. Bring them back and take me. The only thing that has happened is Health and Human Services come by, and now fucking you.
Well, you know Lisa's out of town, you know, and well, the rest of us thought you were drunk. And you sent them because you couldn't go.
And what if I did, Mac? They weren't going into war. I didn't know that was gonna happen. Is this why no one has come to see me since then? Why no one came to talk to me after the funeral? And why no one has made any effort to help me? I lost everything. Everyone.
They told us you'd been drinking, drunk or something, and that you're probably still drinking.
Who told you?
It was, it's no big deal, man.
This isn't a casual visit, is it?
Okay, man. Human Services called, and they're under pressure to check you out. And they're going to do something unless you rein it in, okay? And make everyone feel real good.
What do you think I've done? What do you think I've done?
Oh, bro, hey, I'm not the enemy here, man. I mean, they're worried about you. They said you had a gun.
Yeah, man, I had a gun. I have a gun, the same gun we went shooting with. Last year I haven't threatened anyone. I haven't bothered anyone. I've been here, alone, to deal with all of this.
Nah, I'm sorry, man. I should have come sooner. I should have been here for you, bro.
Yeah, we weren't. How's the family?
You want to talk about that?
Talk.
Nope, skip the line.
What are we gonna talk about, Mac?
I want to talk about that night.
Talk.
Why didn't you go to the store?
I was cooking.
You were drinking.
I was not drinking. I was cooking, Mac. Like we all... Like we used to. I was drinking a beer. Sarah went to the store, and Emmy went with her. End of story.
That's it?
That's it, Mac. No build-up, no imminent disaster.
You weren't drunk.
That beer in the fridge is the same beer you gave me when we moved in. I had 2.
Well, then, you said you had beer in your breath.
Yeah. Just like you have now. That means nothing.
Yeah.
I pray every night for God to take me. Bring him back. Just take me. The only thing that has happened since then has been that human resources decided to come by. And now you.
Well, Lisa's out of town. Well, the rest of us thought you were drunk. And you sent them to the store because you couldn't go.
What if I did, Mac? I wasn't sending her into a war zone. I didn't know that was gonna happen. Is this why no one's come to see me? This is why nobody would talk to me at the funeral? Why nobody made any effort to help me? I lost everything. Everyone.
They told us you'd been drinking, drunk or something, and you're probably still drinking.
No, I haven't really drinking since you brought me those beers.
It's still a big deal, man.
I pray.
You top 36, bro. Top of, sure. So this is not a casual visit.
So this isn't a casual visit.
Okay, Telly. Human Services called, and they're under pressure to check you out. Right? And they're going to do something unless you rein things in and make everyone feel real good.
What have I done? What have I done?
Oh, bro, I'm not the enemy here, man. They're worried about you. They said you had a gun.
Yeah, man. I have a gun. The same gun that we went shooting with. I haven't been threatening anyone. I haven't been bothering anyone. I've been here. Alone.
I'm sorry, man. I should have come sooner. Yeah, I should have been here for you, bro.
Yeah, but you weren't. How's the family?
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I want to talk about it.
I want to talk about that night.
Want to talk?
Why didn't you go to the store, Telly?
I was cooking.
You were drinking.
No, I was cooking, Mac. Like I always do. We needed something, and Sarah went to the store. Emmy did too. End of story.
That's it?
That's it, Mac. There's no build-up, there's no imminent disaster, no anything.
And you weren't drunk.
The beer in the fridge is the same beer you gave up. I too.
Yeah, they said you had beer in your breath.
Yeah, just like you do now. It doesn't mean anything. I pray every day that God would take me instead and bring them back. The only thing that has happened is Health and Human Services came by, and now you.
Well, Lisa's out of town. And the rest of us thought you were drunk, okay? And you sent them to the store because you couldn't go.
What if I did, Mac? They weren't going into a war zone. I didn't know that was going to happen. I would have never sent them. Is this why no one ever talks to me? Is this why no one talked to me at the funeral? Why has no one made any effort to help me? I lost everything. I lost everyone.
This is not a casual visit.
Hi. Okay, Telly. Human Services called. They're under pressure to check you out, and they're gonna do something unless you rein things in and make people feel good.
What have I done? What have I done?
Whoa, bro. Look, I'm not the enemy here, alright? They're worried about you. They said you had a gun.
For the love of God. Yes, man, I have a gun. The same gun we were shooting with last year. I haven't threatened anyone. I haven't bothered anyone. I've been here, alone, trying to deal with this.
I'm sorry, man. I should have come sooner. I should have been there for you, bro.
Yeah, well, you weren't. So how's the family?
You want to talk about that?
What else are we going to talk about, Mac?
I want to talk about that night.
So talk.
Alright, why didn't you go to the store?
I was cooking.
You were drinking.
I was cooking, Mac. Like I always do. Did. We needed something and Sarah went to the store. Emmy went with her, and that's the end of the story.
That's it.
That's it. Mac, no build-up, no imminent disaster. No anything.
So you weren't drunk?
The beer in the fridge? The same beer that you gave us? I might have had two.
They said you had beer in your breath.
Yeah, just like you do now. What does that mean? Nothing. I pray every day. All night. for God to take me. Bring them back and take me. And the only thing that's happened is the Health and Human Services came by, and now you.
You know, Lisa's out of town. Well, the rest of us thought you were drunk. Sent them to the store because you just couldn't go.
And what if I did, Mac? They were going into war. I didn't know what was going to happen. This is why no one has come to see me since. Why no one would come talk to me at the funeral. Why no one made any effort to help me. I lost everything. Everyone.
Okay. Cool. You ready?
This isn't a casual visit, is it?
Okay, Telly. Human Services called. Alright? And they're under pressure to check you out. I mean, they're going to do something about it unless you rein this in and make everybody feel a lot better.
What have I done? What have I done?
Well, bro, look, I'm not the enemy. Alright? Look, they're worried about you. I mean, they say you have a gun.
Yeah, I have a gun, the same gun that we went shooting with. I haven't threatened anybody, I haven't bothered anybody. I've just been here. I've just been trying to deal with all this alone.
I'm sorry, man. I should have been here sooner. I should have been here for you, bro.
Well, you weren't. How's the family?
Is that really what you want to talk about?
What are we going to talk about now?
I want to talk about that night.
Okay, talk.
Why didn't you go to the store?
Because I was cooking.
You were drinking.
I was cooking, like I always did. I was cooking. They went to the store. Emmy went with Sarah. No anything was gonna happen.
And that's it.
That's it. There was no build-up. There was no imminent disaster. It was just like gone.
And you weren't drunk.
Oh, the same beer that's in the fridge is the same beer that you brought. I've had two.
Matt, they said you had beer on your breath.
The same amount that you have on your breath right now. That doesn't mean anything. Every night, I pray to God that you would just take me instead and bring them back. The only thing that's happened since then is the human health department's come and now you.
Well, you know, Lisa's out of town and, well, the rest of us thought you were drunk that night. You know, that's why we thought you sent them, because you couldn't go.
What if I was? What if I did? It's not like I was sending them into a war zone. Is that why no one's talked to me? No one came up to me at all at the funeral? Is that why? I lost everything. I lost everyone. This isn't a normal visit, is it?
Okay, Tilly. Human Services called. Right, and They're under pressure to check you out. I mean, they're gonna do something unless you rein all this in and start making people feel real good.
What have I done? What have I done?
Well, bro, look, I'm not the enemy here, okay? They're worried about you. I mean, they say you have a gun.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a gun. You know, the same gun that we went to the range and shot with. I haven't bothered anyone. It's not like I threatened anyone. I've been here alone, trying to deal with this.
I'm sorry, man. I should have came sooner. I mean, I should have been there for you, bro.
Yeah, well, you weren't. How's the family?
You wanna talk about that?
What are we going to talk about, Mac?
I wanna talk about that night.
Talk.
Why didn't you go to the store?
Because I was cooking.
You were drinking.
I was cooking, Mac. Like I always do. I always did. We needed something. So Sarah went to the store. And me went with her.
That's it.
That's it, Mac. There was no build-up, no imminent disaster, just no anything.
You weren't drunk.
The beer in the fridge is the same beer you gave up. I had 2.
Like they said you had beer on your breath.
Yeah, just like you do now, that doesn't mean anything. I pray every day that God takes me, that God will take me and bring them back. The only thing that has happened is that health and human services came by, and now you.
You know, Lisa's out of town. And, well, I mean, the rest of us thought you were drunk. You know, and that's why you sent them, because you couldn't drive.
What if I did, Mac? They weren't going into a war zone. I didn't know that was going to happen. Is that why no one was coming to talk to me? Is that why no one would talk to me at the funeral? Why no one's made an effort to even try to help me? I lost everything.